You know that feeling when it seems like life is just happening to you and not really for you? Well, we're going to dig into this really powerful idea I came across from a reflection by Salima at salima.online. It offers a way out of that feeling. So let's just dive right in.
Okay, so right off the bat, this quote just hits you. It perfectly captures that feeling, doesn't it? Being aimlessly tossed around by the currents of life. I think we've all been there at some point, right? So that image, that idea of being driftwood, well, the author actually gives it a name. She calls it the driftwood feeling. And that's what we're going to talk about first, because it's such a universal experience, and it's really worth breaking down.
So what does that actually feel like, this driftwood feeling? Well, it's that sense of floating, just aimless. You're constantly being pulled around by obligations, swayed by your emotions. It feels like deadlines and other people's choices are running your life, not you. And here's the real kicker. We confuse all that motion with actual purpose. I mean, we're busy, right? We're always moving. But are we really going anywhere we've chosen to go? That's the big question.
And this is where we see a really critical contrast. Think about it. On one hand, you've got drifting. That's passive. It's motion without any real purpose, just getting pulled around by whatever comes your way. But on the other hand, you have sailing, and that's totally different. It's active. It's purposeful movement. You've chosen a direction. It's really the difference between being a passenger in your own life and grabbing the wheel to become the captain. Okay, and this is maybe the most important takeaway from this whole idea. You can stop drifting at any moment. Seriously, right now. This isn't something you have to wait for. You don't need the perfect opportunity or more money or more time. That power to change course, it's right here, right now, for you to take.
So if that power to change is always available, then how do we actually do it? How do we access it? Well, that brings us to the core solution in this whole piece. It's time to raise a sail.
Right, raise a sail. What does that actually mean? It's not what you might think. It is not about having some perfect 10-year plan all mapped out. Nope, it's actually way simpler than that. It's about a choice. Just one choice. The decision to take back control and start steering. Okay, so if it's all about making a choice, what goes into that? Let's break down this whole sail metaphor into 3 really concrete, actionable things you actually need.
All right, so here's what your sail needs, just 3 things. First, a decision, a real conscious commitment to stop giving your power away. That's step 1. Second, you need a direction. And listen, this doesn't have to be some monumental thing. It can be one small goal, a core value you want to live by, even just a single daily ritual, something to aim for. And third, you need the courage to actually use the wind.
And that third part, using the wind. I think this is such a powerful reframe. Because what does that even mean? It means you take whatever is pushing you, and this is the key part, even if it's chaos or pain or just deep discomfort, you take that and you use it. You let it move you forward with purpose. So instead of just getting battered by the storm, you're actually harnessing its power to go where you want to go.
Okay, so now it's time to make this personal. Let's shift from the idea to you. It's time to think about crossing your own sea. I'm going to walk us through a few questions from the source that are designed to do just that.
So, for real, take a second and think about this one. Where in your life right now are you drifting instead of sailing? Is there an area that comes to mind? Maybe it's your career, your health, a relationship. Where do you feel more like that piece of driftwood than a sailor at the helm?
And once you have that area in mind, what does putting up a sail actually look like for you right now? What's one small concrete first step? Is it just making a firm decision? Is it starting a new, tiny 5-minute habit? Or maybe, just maybe, it's finally setting a boundary you know you've needed to set for a long time. All right, now for the energy source. What wins do you have right now? What's that uncomfortable situation or challenge you're facing that you could actually use as fuel? How can you take that thing that feels like it's pushing against you and turn it into something that pushes you forward?
And last one, let's look out to the horizon. What's the sea you're meant to cross next? What is that next chapter that's waiting for you to write it? And just take a second and imagine it. What would it feel like to finally arrive on that shore?
You know, thinking about that brings us to this final, beautiful idea from the piece. It's what the author calls your unwritten final chapter.
And I really want to leave you with this final thought from the source material, because it just says it all. It's such a powerful reminder, isn't it? No matter how small or lost you feel, that one purposeful action can change everything. Your story is absolutely not over. You can always choose to raise a sail.
So, when you boil it all down, the message here is a simple, powerful call to action. Use the wind, cross the seas, and really, the only question left for you is this: what's the one small sail you can raise today?